So there was this one time I was going to this club to work. Oh boy, those were the days. So I go in, and I'm the coat check guy. You know, I'm there. People just like ignore me for the most part. I sit in this dingy piece of shit little room or whatever. I only get to come out in like 15-minute intervals, that sort of shit. Because it's like, you got to be there to take coats and shit. I don't even really get the whole 15 minutes. I got to like hover around the door. So it's not like 15 minutes of freedom. It's like 15 minutes where you get to come outside of the door and just look at shit, but you still stay. It's like you become the bouncer for the coat check room, you know? So it was on one evening, I come out and I'm just standing around, and there was this guy who was just fucking wasted. He had just, there's a one too many, and there's like a fucking bottle and a half too many, like fucking nuts. He's going crazy, and he hits the dance floor, and he looks like he's going on about some like like not kung fu drunken master shit, but like if the drunken master was trained by like the guy in his crew who knows how to box. Like not professional level, but like if you get in his way, he's kind of like a punch NATO, if we're gonna, So he goes out on the dance floor, and he's being weird and all that shit, and the security is coming, right? But before the security can get there, because it's not really packed, but it's big security, so they gotta make it over there, and the music's all loud and shit, and the guy is like, doing his punch NATO thing. This other guy comes up, and he's just got this confidence of a person where he's just like, I've been waiting to whoop somebody's ass and not feel like a douche about it for the past 5 years. And there ain't no way I'm letting this shit slide. Like, it's impossible. So he approaches Punch NATO, and he just pushes him in the chest. And there's like a little bit of talk, but you can't really make it out because the music's too loud. And then the DJ catches it, and he turns, he doesn't really turn the music down, but like it's enough to where you can kind of make out what he's saying. And Punch NATO's all, hey man, you better get the fuck out of my face, because and like there was just this crazy raspy shit like he was doing, and it was really strange, and it was almost as if he was like turning into a zombie on the floor, but he still had all his faculty. It was just like through voice, it was some Walking Dead sounding shit. So I was like, oh, okay, good thing nobody's coming in right now, because I'd hate to have to go back and hang up a fucking starter jacket when this bullshit is going down. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm standing there. I'm like, what's gonna happen? The guy with the confidence, he's just standing there, and they've made like not necessarily a circle, but there's enough distance between them and everyone else where it's just like, oh, they're respecting this issue. There's like, we don't want to get punched. We want to see this guy get punched, So he's sitting there, and the guy's just going crazy. He's doing all of his little and all that stuff, and he tries to actually throw a punch. And the other guy, the confident guy, doesn't move. He doesn't move an inch. He stands there while the punch is coming. The punch lands. Confident guy looks back at him. He's just like, eh? Like, he's kind of looking like, oh, really? Like, that's what you got? That's what you're doing? Because he clearly let the guy hit him. He was slow and all that. So then, like, the reason I'm even telling this story is because apparently confident guy had a girlfriend or a wife or something. I don't know what, but he kind of does this move where he ducks down. And all I hear, like even over the music, I hear in a woman's voice, "Throw a wrench in the works!" And this woman comes from nowhere, dives over his back and just drop kicks this drunk dude in the chest, and he just goes flying back and just he crashes into the bar. It's insane. By that time, the bouncers were, their curiosity had been broken at that point. They were just, oh, we know what was gonna happen. We need to stop this shit because of lawsuits, and they just go rushing in and, they separate them and turn. But like, what makes that amazing to me is throw a wrench in the work. Like, did they just sit around thinking like, okay, here's what's going to happen. Some dude's going to be belligerent. You let him hit you, right? So that he doesn't move. And then I yell, throw a wrench in the works. And then both of them must have just been like, that's brilliant. Like, that's your catchphrase? That's your catchphrase? Like, do you travel from bar to bar just going, throw a wrench in the work, and just bashing people in the fucking chest? Like, dude, are you people superheroes? Like, is this what you do? And, my friend at the time who got me the job was just fucking rolling around. He had lost it, and it was crazy. Like, he was just sitting there like, how do... this club has arrived because I've never seen a co-op drop kick that involved heels and trance music. Like, it was just so wild and just amazing, So, yeah. That happened, but it only happened in my imagination. Whole thing's fake. But I wish it was real. It was one of the things I wish I had seen when I was there, I mean, when I was actually there, all that really happened as far as like, crazy bar things. I would come and I would look like, cause I didn't even, like, even the whole I get to stand outside the coat room thing is fake. Like, I didn't even get to do that. No, all I got to do was just like, like kind of look out the door. And so I would see people getting escorted gingerly out of the door from time to time. That was about it. But man, just imagine how cool it could have been if man, throw a wrench in the works. Man, somebody ought to do that shit for real. That would be hilarious.